So again, it's not that the owners that are doing well are any luckier. They're doing these three things that I talked about. I've heard owners talk about these three things several times over the past few weeks. And the owners that are like, oh man, it's tough out there. I don't know what I'm going to do. They are not doing these three things.
Welcome to the New Talent Playbook Podcast, your go-to resource for building exceptional teams and thriving businesses. Each episode delivers actionable insights on harnessing offshore talent, integrating innovative technology, cultivating a vibrant company culture, and attracting and retaining top performers. Subscribe now to never miss an episode. For more resources, visit thenewtalentplaybookpodcast.com, where you can download this episode's free workbook designed to help you apply today's insight to your business. And now, here's your host, Rob Levin.
Welcome to this special episode of the New Talent Playbook Podcast. It's a solo episode once again, but here's why it's a special episode. This is a wake-up call. This is a wake-up call to you, to my fellow business owner. This is based on discussions I've had over the past few weeks. I've been to a conference, some peer group meetings, a couple of other social events with business owners, and I noticed something and I felt like I really need to, or I feel like I really need to speak up here. You know, as I think about the conversations I had with business owners, those conversations fell into two buckets and those people fell into two buckets. There are business owners that are doing really well. I'm not saying that they don't have challenges, plenty of challenges. They're doing really well, and they're doing a lot of the things that I'm going to talk about here. Then there's ones that are struggling, and they're saying how tough everything is, and they're not having a lot of optimism. And I understand that the economy is good for some, and it might be really tough for others. Inflation is a major issue, particularly in certain sectors. I understand all of that. It is what it is. Great business owners find a way to succeed regardless of what the environment is like. And we have to keep something else in mind, which is we are running small and mid-sized businesses. We're not running giant companies. We have to keep this in mind because we should be able to make changes relatively quicker. All right. And whether you need to make fundamental changes, and again, I'm going to go into some of these things or not, the three things I'm going to go into that are more important now than ever are things that you can do regardless of the situation of your company. Before I go into those three moves, I want to talk about why now. So the first one is, look, AI is here, and the technology to do so many things in your company and not only make it more efficient, but make it more effective, have better outcomes for your clients and other stakeholders. All of that exists today. And it's really up to humans and companies on a company by company level to get up to speed to be able to take advantage of that. Now is the time. That's number one. Number two, I'm not an economist. Most economists are saying that the economy is likely to grow over the next few years, at least 2 to 3 years. Now, at the same time, there are real inflationary pressures. However, it doesn't look like inflation is going to be something that's going to put us into a recession. So you may have heard me talk previously, quoting ITR economics that gave this term that I like a lot, profitless prosperity, which is the economy is growing. A lot of businesses should be able to grow, but their margins may suffer. So we're going to talk about that too. But because of both the positive predictions of the economy and inflation, that's a reason why these moves that I'm going to mention are important to do now. And as I implied earlier, we have businesses, we control these businesses, they are small. It might seem like it takes a lot to get things to move, but it really doesn't. So I want you to focus on these three things. One, going back into AI, dive into AI yourself as the owner of the business. That doesn't mean you have to figure everything out. It means you should be taking a course, you should be experimenting. You need to build things with AI. I said this probably about 6 months ago, and now a lot of people are saying the same thing, which makes me feel a little bit better. I said this to my partner. He took an AI course. He started building things with AI. And that is helping us understand where AI is going and then making moves in our company. So as you know, we already said we're going to become an AI first company. Our head of IT, who happens to be really good with AI, not all heads of IT are, she has now moved to a head of AI role and put somebody in place to run the IT department. That is because my partner and I saw what the opportunities are with AI. We dug in head first, and we realize the importance and the opportunity we have here. So again, the point here is you got to dig in as the owner, get uncomfortable, do what you got to do, take a course, but dive into AI yourself.
The reviews are in, and leaders are calling Rob Levin's new book a game changer. The New Talent Playbook, the ultimate guide to building your dream team, is now available, and it's your roadmap to winning the war for talent and scaling with total confidence. Don't just take our word for it. Order your copy today and see why it's a must-read for every SMB leader. Find it on Amazon.com or learn more at thenewtalentplaybook.com.
Next, improve your culture. Maybe you have a great culture and you can use some tweaks, or maybe your culture is not anywhere where it needs to be. And by the way, there's a public view of your culture on sites like Glassdoor, and I believe Indeed has that as well. So after this podcast, Google Glassdoor and your company name, and you'll see what the marketplace is saying about your company. But either way, you know whether or not your culture is good or bad. You should also ask your top performers. So I'm going to put some links into the show notes on some other content that we've done before, Substack posts. I think there's a couple of previous podcasts too, where we talk about how to go about improving your culture and creating a culture by design and not by default. Why is this more important than ever? Your culture is going to determine who is attracted to your company, who stays at your company, and also who needs to leave your company. And you're going to need, with all of the change going on, you need new capabilities. You can't put all of that on yourself. And you're going to need people that can recognize the change, make the changes in the company that are needed to harness the change, as opposed to getting defeated by all of the change going on. And it's not just AI. The way your customers are buying is likely changed. The way you need to market to them has likely changed. So that all starts with fixing your culture so you have the right people doing the right things. It all comes down to culture. And then the last thing is you're going to need free time to work on your company strategy. For you yourself at that high level, look what's changing with your customers, maybe what's changing with key vendors, what's changing in your industry. How do we capitalize on that? What new moves do we have to make? Do we need a new product or service? Do we need to kill a product or service? Do I need new people that can bring in new capabilities into your company? And you need time to focus on that. You need time probably away from a computer, although you may want to use AI for this, but without distractions, hours, several hours a week, in order to think about what are the changes that need to be made based upon changes going on in the environment. So again, it's not that the owners that are doing well are any luckier. They're doing these three things that I talked about. I've heard owners talk about these three things several times, many times over the past few weeks. And the owners that are like, oh man, it's tough out there, I don't know what I'm going to do, they are not doing these three things. These three things, wherever you are, will put you and your company in a better position. So the question I have for you right now is, which group do you want to be in? The ones that are taking those steps right now, or the ones that are not? Regardless, what is your next step? Are you going to spend time to work on AI yourself? Are you going to spend time on your strategy? Are you going to talk to your team about improving your culture? And again, we will have links to some of those previous posts on how to improve your culture. Thanks. I hope this helps. It's a wake-up call, tough talk. I'm doing it because I love you guys and I want to see you all thrive. See you soon on the next episode.
Thanks for listening. The New Talent Playbook podcast is brought to you by Work Better Now. Don't forget to review, subscribe, and download the workbook for this episode at the link below. If you'd like to connect with us, you can find us on LinkedIn at the New Talent Playbook Podcast or visit thenewtalentplaybookpodcast.com.